Welcome to another video. I'm Karim from Super 10 Bikes. As the title says, today I'll be converting a non-boost hub to a boost hub. So I've got kits here to turn the axles from a 15 by 100 millimeters to 15 by 110 millimeters. There's a few kits you can use. Specifically today, I've got a DT Swiss 350. So I'll be using a Wolftooth Boostinator DF3. Wolftooth sell a few. And there's generic ones out there. There's obviously pros and cons for each one. DT Swiss specifically, I've emailed them and they don't actually sell conversion kits, probably because they're not designed for it, but today that's what we'll be doing. Tools for today, I'll be using a truing stand because this specific kit you just attach to one side, so what happens is the actual whole wheel moves over to the other side and you just need to dish it out and center it. There's pros and cons to that. There's other ones where you just put a 5mm, if you're converting your front wheel on the front, a 5mm on each side, and then you don't have to dish it. Another tool I'll be using is a axle vise as well as a vise. You don't necessarily have to use this, as I've seen other people just use the axle, as well as the instruction manual on Wolftooth's website actually says you just pry it off with an axle. For this purpose I won't be doing that just because prying the hubcaps off probably might cause damages to your axle because sometimes they're pretty tight. So I'm using a axle vise and a vise. Next tool you will need is a socket or a piece of PVC just to tap the new hubcaps back on nice and snugly. A piece of cloth so you don't scratch anything. Last tool is just obviously a rubber mallet or plastic mallet or even just a normal one, just so you can use something to tap that piece of socket in. Last tool, if you're going to use an adapter that needs dishing, is obviously a dishing tool. There's a few out there. I've just got a Park Tool WAG 5. I need a different type because this one I find is a bit flimsy, but she'll be right.
Because we're using Wolftooth's Boostinator, we'll be needing spoke tools to recenter and dish that rim.
Okay, step one. I've got my vise and axle vise. We're going to remove the non-dried side for this specific hub. How we do that is we're going to put the hubcap end onto the axle vise. I'll just put a cloth so we reduce the scratching we do to the actual hub. So once the hubcap is in the hole, there it is, and we'll tighten it up nice and tight. You'll notice that there is a bit of play just because the hubcaps, how they actually sit is there is play anyway. I'll show you once it's off. So once it's tight, all we do is lift and there you go. There is some force to it, that's why I was scared to just use a axle and just pry it off, because you definitely struggle with that. But if that's all you have, that's all you have. Yeah, and what's come out is the actual hubcap and like a hubcap seal or cover. With our Boostinator, it's exactly the same size, just a bit longer. As you can see, there's the original one and there's our boost one. And that's 10mm, all you need to pop back in. Now that I've got my hubcap off, it's time to install the new adapter. So we'll place our wheel on something solid. And all we're going to do is, there's a groove on there and no groove on there on one side, is put it back how you found it so it fits nice and snug in there. We'll just put it on there, and with our socket, see this socket, oh this socket actually fits nicely. We are going to just tap it back on. So I'll just put a piece of cloth under our socket just so we reduce the scratching here. And then I'm just going to tap it in, and a few more times. Ooh. There you go. installation complete. That was nice and easy. And you can see that the groove of the actual cover is nice and flush with our wheel. And that's pretty tough to see. I'll let you zoom it in there. It's flush. It's flush. Or maybe there's a bit more we can tighten up over here. The aim of the game is to make that flush. So we'll give it a few more taps.
Maybe one more tap, half a tap.
Perfect. That looks good. And now that I'm happy with that, it's time to true the wheel. Okay, once you've installed your boost kit, it's time to dish the wheel. And once you've finished dishing, you're good to go. Thanks for watching. Enjoy watching me dish if you want to stay. And yeah, hopefully see you next time. Nice. Alright, now I've got a perfectly dished wheel, tensioned properly, trued properly, and it's ready to go on the bike. Boosted. Hope that helps, and thank you for watching.